red pillars, they tell other men not to put pussy on a pedestal and not to worship pussy and tell them not to be a pussy beggar and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, I kind of think that misogynistic men are actually the ones that actually do put pussy on a pedestal, right? And what I mean is like, as I said before in a video I did about MGTOW, is that like, red pillars, they're about rejecting women's value as people, okay, and saying like that a woman's value is only her sexual market value, is only for pussy, okay, and like those that like do date or have relationships with women, they always say like, oh well, we don't care if a woman's intelligent, or we don't care, you know, about her personality or interests or anything like that. She's just got to be hot and available, okay, and some will say be submissive and do whatever they want her to do, okay, alright, and I would say that kind of is putting pussy on a pedestal then, because it's making a woman's worth only about pussy. I don't like that term, but I'm just quoting it because it's the words that they use, alright, okay, so they're making a woman's worth just about pussy in their eyes, okay, and saying like they don't care about anything else about her personality or to do with a woman, it's just the pussy, okay, so they're glorifying the pussy and like rejecting the woman's personality, so putting pussy on a pedestal, right? Now, when you get like, say, like guys that are like the pickup artists, or the guys that like claim to have lots of sex with women, whether they're all telling the truth or not, don't know, but the ones that claim to, now, what are they actually doing? They're begging for pussy, okay? They're pussy beggars, okay? Like, a pickup artist is literally just going around, like, begging women, like, to get in their pussy, alright? And, like, on, say, like, Myron Gaines from Fresh and Fit, like, he basically harasses women to try to get them to sleep with him, and if they don't, he throws a childish hissy fit.
And as you can add some chick come over, right? And she came over and she sat next to me. I made a move to take her top off. She said no. I was like, all right, cool. You sit on your side of the couch, I'm gonna sit on mine. And she was like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, like you know, you said you don't want to get into that, so I'm gonna give you your space. So what do? I pull out my phone, let her like, so immediately retract attention. So she starts to feel awkward, you know what I'm saying? Because she had never dealt with this before. You know, 19-year-old femboy, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I tell her like, no, that's not, you know, that's not how it goes. And she kept saying like, well, why are you acting like this? Whatever. She's trying to shame me, right? Because she doesn't know what's going on here. So what happens is she's like, okay, she starts to feel weird. So she pulls out her phone. So I'm like, all right, cool. Zuka Tango. So I get up and start doing work on my laptop, right? And she really starts to feel weird. She's like, oh my, like, she's like, can you come over here, please? Like, what's going on? I said, well, you know, I'm just giving what you want. You want the space? You know, you want to do that? Cool. I'm gonna do some work. Right. And she's like, no, please come. And I'm like, all right, say please, daddy. And she's like, oh. And then I go, she passes the compliance test. So I go and I sit next to her again and I try to unzip her thing again. She says no. I'm like, all right, cool. So I get back up again and I come back to the desk. And then she starts to feel weird and she's like, listen, I'm just gonna leave. And I was like, all right, cool. See you around. And she's like, I would hug you, but you probably don't want to touch me. I was like, no, I'm good. And she just got off. Simply letting her know that there's consequences to her bullshit. Like, you're not going to leverage sex against me, baby. That's not how that works.
Okay, and this is the same guy that will as well tell a woman that the more sexual partners that she has, her value goes down, and that men don't like to marry easy women. He'll tell women that, but he will also shame women for not sleeping with him straight away, okay? And like these guys, like they set the game up so that women could never win, okay? They'll give men advice like, oh, dump her if she doesn't sleep with you straight away, or a man shouldn't have to wait for sex, but then they'll also go and say that, oh, if she's easy, she's not a very good woman. But anyway, alright, these guys are the original pussy beggars, but they will always shame other men and call other men pussy beggars, and I believe that is projection, okay? Right, because if a guy like loves his wife like for who she is and he doesn't just value her for pussy, like that's not the only thing he thinks about. Like, he's not the one who's putting pussy on a pedestal. He's like, well, you know, I like other qualities in my wife. I like her as a person, okay? I want to grow old with her. We want to like have a family, share memories. He's not just valuing her as a person, but for being that more sensitive guy, they will get labelled pussy beggar by the guys that actually are pussy beggars, okay? Now, I also think that a lot of the hatred of women that these red pill men have is actually projection as well, okay? Because very often when people are really angry and they hate a certain demographic of people, what it actually is coming from a self-hatred, is what I believe sometimes, okay? Not all the time, but sometimes, okay? And I find it quite interesting, actually, that the guys like pickup artists, or these guys in the red pill community who claim to have lots of sex with women, okay? These are the ones that talk the most derogatory about women. They'll be like, they're all hoes, they're all whores, they're all sluts, and, you know, they talk really derogatory about women. Yet guys who seem to not have, like, that high sex drive, or at least don't have the desire to go out and, like, sleep with loads of other women, guys who are just like, yeah, I just want to find a nice woman and settle down, those kind of guys do not seem to have, like, the hatred of women. The guys that are constantly chasing women, constantly after sex and all that, they're the ones that are, like, the most vile about women, okay? When you'd think, like, well, like, if they hate women so much, like, why can't they leave them alone? You know, like, okay. And I think it's because deep down, they don't like their self, because, say, like, pickup artists, they make it sound like they're the big alpha male, and, you know, they're going around smashing all these fots, as they call women, because they're, you know, the alpha, and they're better than all the other, like, blue pill mangina, pussy beggar simps and all that. And I think it's projection, because it's like, deep down they kind of feel like it's a bit pathetic, like, that you're spending, you know, so much of your time and so much of your life is just centered around begging women for sex, and that they're, like, valuing their own worth really on how easy they can get sex from women, rather than anything, like, really meaningful that they could do in the world, okay? And even those that, like, cause some people say that some of the pickup artists, they think, are probably lying and probably aren't getting as much sex as what they claim to be, but they'll say it to kind of look good on YouTube or whatever, or to make it sound like they're an expert, okay, to get more people to listen to them. But I think, well, they're still valuing their own worth on whether they could get lots of women, though, aren't they? Like, even if they're lying, they're still sort of saying, like, a man's worth is, like, how much sex he gets from women, okay? So these are the original pussy beggars, okay? Because that's what they seem to value a man's worth on. Like, you're an alpha, the more sex you get from women, okay? And a lot of the hatred of women is because that they don't like the fact that they kind of need women, even if it's just to sort of relieve their need, or to stop them feeling so horny, or they need women for their own, you know, to sort of make themselves feel good and to make themselves feel like they're a high value man, okay? And because they don't like the fact that they need women only for that, I think it makes them kind of angry. And that's why they'll sort of spit abuse at women. Like, they'll be like, wow, women are bloody worthless, your only use is for sex, and you're all stupid thoughts, and all this kind of crap. It's their own self-hatred, okay? Because guys who are not chasing women all the time, not begging for pussy, not thinking about women all the time, not online bashing women all the time, just going about living their own lives, they get labelled pussy beggar, simp, mangina, just for not wanting to sit there and bitch about women all day. Or if a guy's sensitive and he's like, well, actually, I want to find a woman who I love spending time with, you know, she's not just something to bang, he'll get they'll put him down and make out like he's a weak man, when I don't think that he is. I think it's projection again. Like, they'll shout pussy beggar, oh, putting pussy, you know, if a man, like, loves his wife for who she is, it's like, oh, you're putting pussy on a pedestal. It's like, no, he's not, because he's not viewing her just as pussy, he's viewing her as a human, okay? This lot that just only value women for pussy and rate their own worth on how much pussy they get, they are the original pussy beggars. Okay, so that's all I've got to say about that. Thank you for listening.